Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Here, this is the spot where the conversations are pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Did you bring your thinking caps? Because it's time to put them on. Because the conversation starts now. Montagna.
Yes. Okay.
Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. We are all over the place. This is the place where the conversation is pointed in your face. The conversation is sharp and the guests are never dull. Right here with Lesa Montagna.
Hey, April.
Hey, what's going on? Brains, we want to talk to Lesa because she is a spiritual crystallist. What does that mean? Empowerment. I always challenge people on that word, empowerment. What does that mean? Because empowerment comes from within. But what existential things does she have to add to your toolbox to make you sharp, to make you heady, to really get you engaged? Because see, that's what this show is all about. Smart, heady people. That's why I call you brains. Whether you agree or you disagree, you can't show up here disagreeable. You're here to learn. You're here to be awakened because you don't know what you don't know. And Lesa is going to turn us on to that. So thank you so much, Lesa, for being with us here on the edge. Please share with my brains, how do you show up in the world?
Hi, April. I'm happy to be here. Hi, brains.
Hey.
I try and show up in the world with a sense of presence, to be in the moment and to really be present with whatever is happening. We all come through this life with challenges, and a lot of us experience some trauma. And I fully believe that it's what we do with those situations. It's how we respond to these things that really can create more challenges for us, or can help us feel better about ourselves and grow from the experiences.
Right. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because when I woke up at 60 years old, I had a revelation. It wasn't that long ago, Brains. But it was like, April, how do you respond to stuff? How do you respond? How do you process it? I know that seems simple. I know that I should have learned that probably 40 years ago, but I'm in a different time in my life. I'm going through this lunar vortex with everybody else. This is a spiritual awakening. And in that awakening, the most simplistic things are magnified. Like during COVID. When you were isolated during COVID, Lesa, what did that teach you?
Actually, I really saw COVID as a huge gift. It gave me the time and the space to go deeper into my spiritual practice. It allowed me to kind of get reorganized in my life and refocused on my priorities. Mm-hmm. And for as long as we went through the closures and all of these things, that the isolation, I found myself being supported in ways that I never would have imagined. The money was flowing, the opportunities were coming in. And so
it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm telling you, my business went up 150% because people wanted to be heard.
Yes.
Everything that they had compressed and suppressed, if they were on alcohol, if they were on drugs. I had a woman that got on my show, and I didn't play it because of her safety. She contacted me because her husband was a domestic violence abuser, and she wanted to call him out. I told her, baby, you can't call him out on the edge now, But we got her some help and some support. So during COVID was a magical time, and the entire world had been put on pause. Everybody was in timeout.
Yes, it was
everybody was in timeout.
And
so you say that your business really grew. Tell us about your business, what you do, and how you use crystals to enhance the vibration and the frequency of your work.
Well, I don't actually use crystals, but
okay. Well, I do.
Well, good.
I got all kind of stuff here. So you want to borrow some? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, thanks. but I support people. Having been through trauma in my life, physically and emotionally abused, it really was the biggest gift to me in that I found out more about myself and my strength, and it allowed me to heal at such deep levels that I feel like that's given me insight into how I can support my clients.
Okay.
So, I have a lot of people that come to me that just feel kind of lost, and I just support them in through energetic healing, through energy coaching, which is the way I see it is supporting the energetic healing with our minds have to be engaged. Our minds have to know what's kind of happening on a certain level to support the movement of the energy. And so I can explain to them, this is what it is, this is what's happening, this is all you have to do is breathe, or it's okay to be where you're at because this is normal, when you struggle with things, when it's emotional, because everything is energy.
Everything
Right?
is energy, and everything moves on a frequency.
Absolutely.
Imagine it, brain, as an old-fashioned radio. Do
Yeah.
some of y'all know what a radio is? Because some of y'all, my millennials, only know what a download is. But a radio and a tuner and a frequency. And so it can go up, it can go down. I remember I had a spiritual awakening, and God told me that he had a big gift for me, but I couldn't receive it until I changed my energy and I changed my frequency and my circle of influence. I joined a drum circle. Let me tell you, it was powerful. It was powerful. So what kind of modalities do you incorporate in your healing? Is it meditation? Is it breath work, mirror work, Reiki, hypnotherapy, psychotherapy, or just a good conversation?
Well, I started out doing Reiki. That was my introduction to the energy work. And it was at that point I felt like this is my calling. Moving the energy, clearing the stuff that we hold in our field. A lot of people say they feel lighter after they have a session. So that was like the beginning of it. And as the years go on, I've added more modalities onto that. So ultimately, what I do is kind of a casserole of everything that I've learned. But first and foremost, it's my connection to the divine and my intuitive abilities that come through. And I don't honestly remember half of what I say after the session because it's all coming through me. It's not my thoughts or my intention necessarily.
So you're actually the channeler of this
Yes.
of this message and of this work. And that's a lot of heavy lifting. What do you do, number one, to clear your space, to clear your energy? Because I do that. Even my crystals, I sit them out at night and let the moonlight clear them because it holds a lot of energy. Now, brains, whether you believe me or not, you ain't got to believe. Get you some and try it. You'll see. But you got to believe. You got to be like Dorothy, in The Wizard of Oz. You have to believe. So what do you do to clear yourself, to come down, decompress, because you're doing a lot of the work and you're taking on a lot of energy, thoughts, even sicknesses of people. Sometimes when you do this work, you're channeling it. What do you do to clear yourself?
Well, first and foremost, I believe that being neutral with whatever is coming up is a big part of it. If I get emotionally attached or involved with whatever the process is for my clients, then I will definitely take on their stuff, which is not healthy. But I work with a very high level of angelic beings that I ask, they clear me. They're with me during every session, and I ask to be cleared after every session, and I ask to be purified before I even start the session, so that I am the clearest and cleanest vessel possible for my clients and for myself.
Well, you're like a pot of chitlins, really clean. For those of you that don't know what chitlins is, look it up. That's important that you do that. What do you do for self-care, though? Outside of dealing with your archangels and your spiritual beings, what do you do for yourself personally?
I get up every morning and dance.
Ooh.
That's my, I do my little workout of dancing every morning, and that moves a lot of energy in and of itself. And I try to eat good and, put myself in situations where I'm surrounded by positive people, and, um, that kind of, it all supports everything.
Right.
I meditate. I work on myself a lot.
And that's so important because, again, we can't help others if we don't help ourselves.
Yes.
And that's in love relationships, finance, with your children. You have to know who you are and have a sense of self and be grounded before you can try to start dictating what other people should do or observing or being critical or giving advice. Okay. I don't give advice, I give suggestions. I let you edit and filter and do what you feel that you need to do based upon a certain situation. What do you say to the skeptic? There's people out there that's like, I don't know about this.
And that's fine. I mean, maybe they're not ready to take that journey. And not everybody is. I when you're ready, you'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And you have to be present, as Lesa said. You can't be on the outside hoping that Lesa's gifts and talents is going to change your life. She's going to give you the tools, but you have to apply them. They always say knowledge is power. Well, it's nothing until you apply it. So what are you going to do with this? How are you going to use it? Give a person a couple suggestions that's in a bad situation right now, that's questioning themselves. Maybe they're just getting off of drugs and alcohol, or maybe they're having problems with their children. Where would they begin to start really leveling out before they come and work with you? What are some of the prerequisites that you'd like to see them do before they really put both feet in the water?
Well, first of all, I think it's important to really find out your why, right? If somebody's going to come and work with me, I really want them to want to heal. I was a drug user way back when, and I quit cold turkey. And I quit and was able to do that cold turkey because I wanted it. Okay.
Right.
I wanted it. I really wanted to make a change. I am not going to be the one who does all the heavy lifting. I'm there to support you while you work on yourself. And so your commitment is 99% of the healing that's going to take place. Your desire to want to make a change. And I'm going to support you, and I will go, all out for you. But I'm not going to do it for you. I can't do it for you.
Right.
This has to come from you. It has to come from inside you. And, maybe today isn't the right day, but maybe next week or next year is going to be right. And
Or the next moment. Because I've seen people, like I said, I've seen people that have just changed in a blinking of an eye. Yeah. And I've also seen people drop dead in the blinking of an eye. Just talk to them on the phone, and next thing I know, they're dead. So really, I mean, but it's never too late.
Absolutely.
And it's never too early.
Yes.
If you are living in the present, in the moment. People are always chasing this thing called happiness. Happiness is like another hit of meth. It's like another hit of, weed, a cigarette, a drink. What's the next thing that's going to take me to the next level? What's the next new shiny object? What's the next thing that's going to make me important? And everybody's going to look at me as a superstar. Brains, it's about contentment. Just figuring out where you are. Just taking a deep breath. The breath was the very first gift that our Creator gave us. And you notice breath work. When you're having a baby, breathe. When you're stressed, breathe. When you meditate, breathe. It's all in synchronicity. It's in the breath. Do you do breath work with people as well?
I do a breathing meditation sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really dig that. I did some shadow work and some mirror work. I cried like a baby. I had never done that before.
Wow.
Where you just really kind of look in the mirror. You're not distracted, and you see beyond the superficial. You see
Absolutely.
beyond the wrinkles, the bumps, the bruises. You really go to a different place. Brains, you might want to try it. If you don't go with a professional, just sit in the mirror and look at yourself for about 20 or 30 minutes. Just sit there. It will blow your mind.
Yes.
So tell us some fun things about you, Lesa, because we done went real deep. Okay. Let me ask you a couple fun questions.
Okay.
If you were a flower in the garden, what flower would you be and why?
Oh, I'd be a rose. I just love roses.
Yeah.
I just, they, as they open up, like, I feel like that's me, you know, I'm constantly opening and evolving and changing. And I just love the petals and
And the smell,
and the
the
smell
fragrance.
and all of it.
That leads to my next question. If your words had an odor, what would they smell like?
Mm. The first thing that popped into my mind was cookies.
Ooh, fresh baked oatmeal cookies.
There you go. Any kind of
Mm,
cookies.
yummy, yummy, yummy. Mine would probably taste like a latte,
Oh,
caramel latte. Just nice, sweet, creamy, lays on the tongue. What are three things that you absolutely cannot live without? Some guilty pleasures.
mm. A cup of coffee in the morning.
My latte.
Mhm. Yep. Guilty pleasures. I don't know. I do have a sweet tooth. So maybe
Mm.
a little chocolate every once in a while. Um, and I love my dancing. It just fills my soul.
What kind of dance do you do?
It's I don't know. It's called Body Groove. I don't know if you've heard it. They've been on Facebook a lot. And
Okay.
it's different kinds of dancing. It's all different types of music that are incorporated into this. And I just,
Mm.
they've
Is
introduced.
it a real tall, light skinned sister that's got her hair in dreads or something?
Yes,
She's got,
yes.
oh, okay. All right. All
They
right.
have everything on there. I just absolutely love it. It's the only thing I can be consistent with in my
Oh, that's
movement.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen her. I've seen her with the group. So definitely, maybe I get an interview with her and just kind of see what that movement is all about. Because again, I see it's Afrocentric and I see it's a little Cuban, a little modern. So she's a trained dancer. She's definitely a trained dancer.
Yes, yes. And she's she taught fitness for, too. So it's a combination of all of this, and
Right.
it's
And it makes
a
it
lot of
look it makes it look really easy. What would you tell a 25-year-old Lesa?
fun. Believe in yourself.
Mm.
Don't worry about what other people think. Just believe in yourself and go chase your dreams
Mm.
because you can do it.
Okay. So I see that you are a dream catcher and not a dream crusher. What are a couple things that are on your life list that you have yet to achieve?
Mhm. I'd like to do some traveling. I'd like to visit Scotland and there's lots of places, maybe Australia or England. Just I like to travel.
Well, I've been to all three of those, and they are very different and they are all wonderful. Because you know what, Americans, we are not the be all end all.
No.
And you go to places that really appreciate and value their history and their culture. Here we're a melting pot. Don't get me wrong. I like the interweaving and of all different cultures and all that, but just to really have a place that is just your own, that is just Hispanic or just Italian or just Scottish. It's mind blowing. It really is. So you will be able to travel. Speaking of travel, what planet would you say that you're from?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. That's a good question. I definitely feel more cosmic. So I don't know that there's a specific planet, but I do feel that this planet, that Earth is something you talk about lifetimes. I feel like I've been here for many, many lifetimes. So I do feel a connection here. I
Mm,
also feel a cosmic connection to all of it. That
mm.
makes sense.
Right. Right. But you know what? Again, when you travel and you look at the stars, they're so much different than they are here. They are so much different. I was on a cruise ship and I looked up at the stars. Literally, it was a diamond. It was a diamond. I saw all the colors, all the shapes. I had never seen stars like that before. And so you are one of those stars. You are one of the gifts. And I'm so glad to have had you here with me on the edge to share your experience, your wisdom, and your sense of presence with my brains. Please tell my brains how to get in contact with you, Lesa, so that they can do the deep dive. Brains, like I said, you don't know what you don't know. And a conversation never hurt anybody. Lesa is here to consult with you, to share with you. If it's for you, you're going to jump in with both feet. If it's not for you, at least stick your toe in the water. Okay? How do they contact you, Lesa?
Well, you can go to my website, which is intuitive-energetics.com. You can sign up for a free consultation, free discovery session. So that's all free, and we could just see if it's the right match, and then go from there. Or you can email me at Lesa, Lesa, at intuitive-energetics.com. So.
Brains, I'm going to put all the information at the back of the interview. So don't click off. Stay here, right here on the edge, the place where, like I told you, it's happening. Okay, we got it. Our frequency is right. We are there for you. Go back and listen to other edgy conversations. I got over 1,700. I was shocked. I was like, wow, of smart, heady people. But there's 8 billion on the planet, so I got a whole lot more to go. I need you to like, love, share, and subscribe. Like, love, share, and subscribe. Okay? Go in, check out Lesa, friend her, leave a comment, let her know what you're thinking. If there's things that maybe you're skeptical about, I'm sure that she'll be happy to answer that for you, to enlighten you, because she didn't know at one time either. All right? Thank you so much, Lesa. You are a shining star, and I appreciate you, baby.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, brains.